is your usual suspect. Welcome back to yet another live broadcast on your favorite football updates channel. As I speak, we are doing a watch along. Yes, I'm late to the show, but yeah, we are yet to see a goal in this one. So indulge me as we do this watch along of Liverpool versus Aston Villa at Anfield. You know, as we do this. So many goal scoring opportunities have been created in this match, but neither side had yet to find the breakthrough in as far as the game is concerned. So it is still goalless in the 33rd minute of the game. So do join me on this one as we see what's in stock for Liverpool and Aston Villa. We'll get to talk about the earlier games that did happen, some tears for some teams or some opponents, depending on which way you look at it. And yeah, and some joys to take away, positives and negatives to carry away from the weekend, so and things like that. Yeah. Okay. I mean, Liverpool have looked a bit threatening, but very vulnerable on the other end, in my view. Um, you've had um, you've had moments where I think it was Cody Gakpo would have done better. Then you had a moment where I think it was Matty Cash with this ball deflected off Virgil van Dijk that forced Mamadashvili into a brilliant save. I think the other attempt was by Morgan Rogers. So, there have been some significant moments in this one. For those of you that are just joining us, it's still nil-nil as we speak. Martinez also, has had his fair moments to rise to the occasion, including that free kick from around the 33rd minute from Dominic Soboslai that he served. So yeah, it's been that kind of game so far, really. For those of you that are enjoying it, for those of you that are not, yeah, join us and we'll be giving you the latest from that world as we go on for this broadcast. On this late night Saturday, as time check is about 36 minutes past the hour of 11 p.m. Here in Kampala, in Uganda. So yeah, do indulge me. Oh, apologies, mistook something for something it wasn't. Yep. Okay, we're all set. We're all set. So yeah, that's what's happening on the different fronts in as far as tonight is concerned from the Premier League. Beautiful game of football, I must acknowledge. Beautiful, beautiful game of football. You heavy touch. You overran that one. Salah is yet to find his moment of magic. He's still searching for it, and hopefully it will come. But for now, it's so far eluding him. So far, his touch is eluding him. And then it sort of does happen in the sense that on a given day, days gone by, oh, Jesus Christ. How many things does one need to struggle with? We're already into the 36th minute of the game, and it's still goalless between these two sides. It's still goalless. Oh. I mean, Sobosla is having to do donkey's work anyway, as he has done always so far this season. Allow me increase on my screen brightness just to make sure my view is better. or more clear enough. I think the amount of near misses that Liverpool are going through in terms of, miskicks, misheaded, and things like that. You really think there will be at least 2 goals ahead in this game? Nyoni on the bench, Tyler Morris Nyoni. Oh, sorry, not Tyler, but Morris Nyoni, something like that. Morgan Rogers. If I want to pick the man of the match from this game, who would I give it to? I don't know. It's been a bit difficult. Maybe Dominic Soboslai has been good. He's looked impressive. Okay. Robertson. Ibrahim Konate hits the ball wide. Was there offside? I don't think so. I don't know. Really, Aston Villa, that's how you want to play against a team that is capable of, the high press? Good cut out by Conor Bradley. Oh, McAllister, good space. Oh, he went wide. Gakpo trying to bend it, overhits that one. When things are not happening your way, I've said this before, time and again, that when you're in that moment as a player, when everything you touch is called, things just go perfectly well for you. And once they fall off, everything you touch, no matter how well intended, no matter how well timed you think you timed it, it will always go bad. And that's what Liverpool's forward players are facing. And Mo Salah, Cody Gakpo in certain moments and things like that. Aston Villa struggling to keep a hold of the ball. So, which one is he given? Against Morgan Rogers or against the other forward player? It was actually Ollie Watkins running with that ball. Ivan Guessand, yes, Ivan Guessand was the player whose other foul was committed against. And when you look at the statistics, I think you would say it's been fairly promising for both sides. Liverpool edging it over slightly, 51% compared to 49%. 2 shots on target for both sides and 6 shots off target for Liverpool compared to Aston Villa's 2. You can see that the impressions of the home team are there. That's way wide of the mark. Way wide of the mark for Matty Cash. So guys, in case your feed is slightly ahead of mine or mine is slightly behind yours, please indulge with me. Yes, I have a bit of a lag due to bandwidth. But yeah. But might I mention, and we'll go through that at halftime. Possibly. Jesus Christ. How am I supposed to deal with this? Come on. Unai Emery once again very animated on the touchline as always. Trying to look around. Come on, Liverpool. Oh, goal. 1-0 to Liverpool. They finally find a way to take the lead in this one. 43rd minutes. And yeah, it's a goal. Oh, shit. You have to be that stupid. So why am I even having this? Wow. Hugo Ekitike, the man on targets, Dominic Soboslai with the assist. Brilliant header from Hugo Ekitike. I mean, he finds a way where Isak oftentimes fails so far this season. That's how they've been. Mike Marai mentioned, I call this game to Aston Villa's victory by 2-1. And, let's see. Is he offside? Oh, it does appear to be offside. Oh, chopped off. Offside. Hugo Ekitike was offside. Was in an offside position when Soboslai floats in that ball. So it's all square. We don't need to go. Did we need to go to VAR over that? As okay, we needed VAR because the linesman had not called it. The referee is Stuart Atwell. In this game, we're into the halftime zone. Almost 45th minute of the game. We're getting there. And at halftime, we'll be reviewing all the other results that have happened elsewhere. It's good that they are using these 3D images that we often see in the UEFA Champions League. They're a bit more clear as compared to the lines that VAR used to draw. Dotted lines, straight lines, green line, red line, blue line, and all that kind of nonsense that they used to spend minutes and minutes on trying to decide whether somebody was offside or not. But I still have issues with the offside rule because literally somebody is offside by a strand of hair, and that's supposed to be offside by the heels of his boots, and that has to be offside. And I'm thinking to myself, no way should that be offside. They should be doing better. Oh wow, he's going to bully him. I knew he was going to bully him. Amadou Onana, very physical guy, very athletic. I knew he was going to bully Salah into conceding possession. And he did just that. 4 minutes were added, 4 minutes of added time. Already 1 minute has been walked off. Actually, almost 2. Guys, I don't know. I live in some form of tension with my chair. Feel anytime it's going to snap off of me and we'll be doing news. This time around, that cannot be cancelled out. It cannot be ruled out. Mo Salah, He's been gifted, and he simply took it in his stride, put it in the back of the net. Aston Villa, with the way they play from out of the back, you just need to be in the right area, and you will catch them. You will catch them off guard. You will catch them off guard. And suddenly, that's what Liverpool have done. Mo Salah puts it in the back of the net. Oh, he simply plays it in no man's land. He tried to reach for Pau Torres, and he got it wrong. Oh. Unai Emery couldn't believe his eyes. He couldn't believe his eyes that his goalkeeper had played one of the most clumsy passes you will see from a goalkeeper to his defender. He was attempting to find Pau Torres. So it's 1-0. Liverpool to the good. He will need to redeem himself in this game. How many goals are those for Mohamed Salah? Isn't that 4 this season? Scored against Bournemouth, scored against Brentford, a penalty against Burnley, and today. Those are the ones I can remember off my fingertips. Those are the ones I can remember off my fingertips. Oh, really? Yep. But yeah. Let's see. Can Liverpool find the second? Before we go into halftime, can they find the second? And here they come. Oh, fuck's sake. Oh, way wide of the mark. Connor Bradley tried to go for it from distance, but it was never meant to be. It was way up over the bar. And again, Mo Salah showing that bit of quality, mark of a good player. You do not have to be the star of all night. You just need to pick your moment and find the back of the net. This time around, ball hip fell to his weaker foot, the right foot, and straight away put it in the back of the net. We're into halftime, 1-0 to Liverpool. So yeah. So yeah, we're into halftime, and Liverpool are leading that game by 1-0, a goal scored by Mohamed Salah thanks to a mistake or to a blind pass by Emiliano Martinez, who was attempting to find his defender, Pau Torres. So yeah, it did not go the way he had planned, and suddenly they are behind by 1-0. That's Aston Villa. There was a penalty claim at the tail end of the first half, but the referee never gave it. I do not think we are, looked over it either. Then Liverpool tried to go for it still through Mo Salah, tried to find Hugo Ekitike, but couldn't find him at the tail end of the first half. And, Aston Villa players were still hoping that the referee could review the incident that had been in the Liverpool box when he blew that whistle to take us into halftime. So halftime score, Liverpool 1, Aston Villa 0. My prediction, mind you, was a 2-1 victory for Aston Villa. So looks like I'm on the losing end of this one so far at the moment. But we still have a whole 45 minutes to play for when we come back for the second half. But on that very note, allow me to take you through some of the results that have transpired today in the Premier League. In the opening 5 games that kicked off at 6 p.m. East African time, Brighton beat up against Leeds United by 3-0. Danny Welbeck and Gomez are on target in that one. he, Gomez picked up a brace in that game. His name is Diego Gomez. Yes, he picked up a brace in that one to help Brighton win that game by 3 goals to nil. I was trying to find Brighton were, expectedly dominant. Our prediction had been a 2-1 victory for Brighton to win at home, but they made it. They managed to keep a clean sheet and also win incredibly well. Yankuba Minte provided one of the assists, while Wafer provided the assist for Danny Welbeck. Then in the other game, it was a perfect score prediction for us on Football Tribe UG as Arsenal beat up against Burnley by 2 goals to nil. Goals from Victor Yokeres and Declan Rice were enough to see Arsenal through to victory. Assists provided by I think Gabriel Magalhaes providing the assist for Victor Yokeres, and then Leandro Trossard providing the assist for Declan Rice. Both goals were headed goals. One a result of the set piece, which was a corner kick, while the other was a counter attack. Then Victor Yokeres, I think the counter attack it started. Was it by Ebeleche Eze? Then Victor Yokeres plays the long pass that cuts across the midfield through the defense to find Leandro Trossard on the other end, manages to cross it in to an arriving Declan Rice, and he heads that ball into the back of the net. So 2-0 it finished for Arsenal. Managed to keep yet another clean sheet. I think, isn't that about 7 straight games? Yes, 7 straight games in which they've kept clean sheets. They did not concede a shot on target. Burnley hit the frame, the upright in the final kick, in what turned out to be the final kick of the game. It was a free kick from outside the area. So then the other disappointing game or result in regards to our predictions was a 2-0 victory for Crystal Palace. Our prediction had been a 2-2 draw for this one, but Crystal Palace through Joan Felipe Mateta with Jefferson Nema providing that assist headed that ball home to give Crystal Palace the lead in the 30th minute, while Nathan Collins scored an own goal to against his side for Crystal Palace to win it at 2 goals to nil. Crystal Palace returning to winning ways on the back of I think 3 defeats in their previous 4 the previous couple of outings, because let me see, they drew against Bournemouth, they lost to Arsenal, they lost to what was it? They lost to Lanaka in the UEFA Conference League. Then there was another Premier League game that they lost. I'm forgetting who they lost against to. And then in the other game, our prediction had been a 3-1 victory for Fulham against Wolves, but Fulham managed to win that game by 3 goals to nil. So they managed to keep a clean sheet in that game. Very, very impressive stuff from Fulham. Ryan Sessegnon, Harry Wilson, and Mosquera's own goal were enough to see Fulham return to winning ways. Fulham had been winless in the last 4 Premier League games, all of them being losses, coming against Arsenal, against teams like Newcastle over the previous weekend when they lost by 2 goals to 1. So things like that. So, and then the other game was between Nottingham Forest and Manchester United. That one ended in a 2-2 draw. A brilliant game of football. Man United took the lead through Casemiro. That was in the 34th minute, with Bruno Fernandes providing the assist. Then early into the second half, that was in the 48th minute, Morgan Gibbs-White headed home past Semi Lomans with Yates providing the assist to restore parity. And then just 2 minutes later, Savona found the back of the net to make it 2-1 for the home side, that is Nottingham Forest. Sean Knight thought he was bound to collect all 3 points to collect his first 3 points in a Premier League on his second game of managing this Nottingham Forest side. But Amadou Diallo had other ideas as he scored in the 81st minute to restore parity, to make it 2-2, and then Amadou Diallo also had a ball cleared off the lines as the game wore on. So United could have won it, but they didn't. So they missed the chance to win their 4th consecutive Premier League game as they faltered against Nottingham Forest. Hi LFC, good to have you back. What are your feelings about that game between Liverpool and Aston Villa? we're doing a watch along. Liverpool leading by goal to nil. Give me your thoughts. I obviously have to leave in 10 minutes. Go watch the rest of the Liverpool game. Yeah, we are also doing a watch along for that same Liverpool game. But give us your thoughts from the first half. What were your impressions? What do you think Liverpool did right? What do you think they can do better in the second half to secure their first 3 points in 5 Premier League games? Because, like we all know, they have lost 4 the last consecutive games. Absolutely brilliant team working. Okay, who was your standout player in that first half on the Liverpool side? Because I thought, yeah, Mosala, I think Mosala go in the game. You could give him that. Dominic Soboslai, once again, all over the pitch. I think if you were to look at his first half heat map, you will see that he was all over the pitch. He thought he had provided an assist for Hugo Ekitike, but that goal was cancelled out due to offside. You're going for Conor Bradley to be your man of the match at halftime. Okay, very interesting in that. I thought Georgi Mamadashvili equally did well for the times he was called into action to help his side stay in the game. So very brilliant performance there as well. So like I've said, United were unable to win. So then at 8:30 p.m. East African time, we saw Chelsea beat up against Tottenham Hotspurs by a goal to nil. That goal scored in the first half by Joao Pedro in the 34th minute was enough to secure all 3 points for Chelsea as they equally returned to winning ways following their 2-1 loss to Sunderland over the previous weekend. Chelsea created loads of chances, but they were not clinical on the night. Players like Joao Pedro, Jamie Gittens were all suspects for missing, very critical chances. On many occasions, you will credit the goalkeeper Guillermo Vicario because I think if it had not been for Moises Caicedo, if it had not been for Chelsea winning that game, I think other than Moises Caicedo and Wesley Fofana, I think Vicario would have won the man of the match. For those that followed the game in terms of the Premier League, gave the man of the match accolade to Moises Caicedo. Although for me, I would have gone with Wesley Fofana. I thought he was very brilliant in that Chelsea backline on the night. Chelsea had 9 shots on target. 9 shots on target. They could only score 1. Spurs had only 1. They had only 1. So you could see how, it's the kind of performance that Chelsea were the dominant side. Hardly did you feel that Tottenham Hotspurs were close to scoring or close to creating a very good moment. Obviously, I did not watch a certain chunk of the second half because I was in traffic, moving on the move to try and run and catch the second half, but they did not show that they were close to scoring. And Chelsea just dominated almost all the affairs of the game. 52% ball possession, 5 shots off target compared to Spurs' 1. Everything you needed to know was there for everybody to see in regards to what those statistics say. So the only thing that Tottenham dominated were corner kicks because they got 6 out compared to Chelsea's 5, and it finished 1-0 in favor of Chelsea there. Brilliant game of football that you saw. And now we are into the late kickoff over Saturday in as far as the Premier League is concerned. Although we've this side of the aisle will struck midnight, so we are into Sunday and it's 2 minutes past midnight. So, yeah, Liverpool are still in that halftime lead. I thought statistically, let's see what the game told us in terms of statistics. Liverpool dominating possession to the tune of 53% compared to Aston Villa's 47%. 2 shots on target for either side, 6 shots off target for Liverpool, and Liverpool were the better side. That is without a doubt. That is without a doubt. And I think if they carry on with that kind of performance, they could collect their first 3 points in 5 games. If it ends the way it is, then Liverpool will climb from I remember they had fallen for as far as ninth place on the Premier League log, but if they are able to collect all 3 points, then they can climb as high as the third place on the Premier League log with 18 points. That's if they can win here. Coming into this game, they were already 10 points behind the table leaders Arsenal, but they can win. They will reduce that back to a mere 7. I say a mere 7 because, like I've said before, it's a matter of Arsenal losing 2 games, drawing the other, and suddenly Liverpool are catch up with them or even supersede them, or Arsenal losing a game, drawing 2, and suddenly the table is less of what you thought it was. I was watching that game or following the events from that Man United game, and as soon as they went into the lead, Manchester United fans went to social media to share across how they had moved second in the Premier League table, and within 5 minutes of the second half, they had moved from second and dropped to seventh, which is where they will be if that game finishes the way it is in favor of Liverpool. So, but if it goes into a draw, then both Aston Villa and Liverpool will be below them. So that's what's happening. That's how quickly a Premier League table can change. That's how quickly a Premier League table can change. And yeah, let's wait and see. Let's wait and see how things will go. But I think the table leaders continue to be impressive. Yet again, in regards to how they behaved, I mean, I watched that Arsenal game again. They were so fluid, so fluid. Victor Gyökeres, I think, had his best game in as far as the first half is concerned in an Arsenal jersey. Very very brilliant. On the holder play, scored a goal. Holder play was good. Interplaying with his teammates was good. Helped the team, fight for that ball, led the press, and you could see how Arsenal fell off in the second half because he was withdrawn at halftime and Mikel Merino was brought on. And you could see that Arsenal missed Victor Gyökeres in that second half because they no longer had his counter press. They no longer had it, They did not have his counter press, his work rate up front, the advantage he was giving them. They no longer had it, and it could show. It could show in that second half, And then Declan Rice, for me, was my man of the match. I mean, what a performance from him! He was all over the place, defensively, midfield, going forward in the attack. Everything was brilliant from Declan Rice. Then the other thing I noticed was how fluid they are, because in the double pivot of Martin Zubimendi and Declan Rice, we know that they do swap those places. Whoever goes one goes forward, one stays, and blah blah blah. But today, what I saw was the fluidity of how Arsenal's fullbacks in Urian Timber and Ricardo Carafiori were at one point both inverting into midfield, or with one of them even going further ahead, oftentimes being Carafiori, and then suddenly Martin Zubimendi and Declan Rice would move out of that midfield in the build-up of play, because usually when the ball was with the center backs and the goalkeeper in between there, you would have Martin Zubimendi move to the right and then Declan Rice sort of move to the left. And I kept watching that thing and I'm like, wow, it's impressive to watch how fluid that is, because how then you move your two midfielders to move as though they are the wing backs, the fullbacks, and then you already have your fullbacks up front, one inverting in midfield and the other looking to overlap. I thought that was something not noticeable and impressive to watch as well on the night. Anyways, those were anyway some of the positives that I did catch from that particular game. But yeah, the second half gets underway, and let's wait and see what there is for Liverpool to showcase to us, to offer us, or perhaps both sides. Only 2 victories for Aston Villa in the last 19 meetings with Liverpool. So you can see, yes, they did come in this particular fixture as one of the most confirmed teams, having won four on the spin, and so they are looking for their fifth. Will they be able to get it tonight? The second half will tell us whether they are capable of that or not. So for now, we are back. Like I told you, my feed is a couple of seconds behind, so indulge with me on that one as we go through the second half. Enjoy. Jim Beglin. Oh, oh, Ivan Gesand. Oh, excuse me. Mm. Oh, that was another game I was supposed to follow up on. That was between Real Madrid and Valencia. Real Madrid are leading that game by 3 goals to nil at halftime. Real Madrid are leading that game by 3 goals to nil at halftime. I need to find out who the goal scorers were for Real Madrid that I would suspect. Meanwhile, Real Madrid will be up against Liverpool, I think on Tuesday in the UEFA Champions League. That action should be coming your way quite in the subsequent week. Kylian Mbappe with the brush already, Jude Bellingham with the other, while Vinicius Junior missed a penalty in the opening half. Another dominant performance from Real Madrid, as you'd expect against a falling off Valencia. Valencia are not the team they used to be, you know. So, yeah, that game is equally ongoing. I'm trying to see if I can manage both feeds so that I do not miss out on that action as well, or as we speak. Yep, I'm trying. Okay, yes, that will work for me. Oh, there's a certain slowness that I get to feel about Aston Villa's build from out of the back. That sort of gets me nervous, extremely nervous. Um, we're still a goal to the good in favor of Liverpool. Oh, oh, nice cut back. Couldn't find the target man. I mean, Oli Watkins needs to find his scoring boots once again. He's so off of it, if we are being honest. Nana commanding Matty Cash to move forward, but he remains static for a moment. Real Madrid are playing some PlayStation football. Real Madrid are playing some PlayStation football here. Uh, Interesting stuff to watch. Bayern Munich were 3-0 winners against Bayer Leverkusen. Sergi Gnabry among the goal scorers in that one. Um, the reason as to why I pick on them is after the international break. By the way, that means they've won 15 games in a row. After the international break, they will come up against Arsenal in the UEFA Champions League. Eventually, we will get there. You know, this Arsenal side that you struggle to get a shot on target, later on to score against them. We will see how good they really are when they take on the most on-form team in as far as European football is concerned. Across board, across board. Bayern Munich, 15 games on the spin. No other team has done that so far this season. Not even the mighty Real Madrid have that many victories. I think Real Madrid will be one of those teams that has grown into the season in terms of performance. Forget about just the winning because they have been winning, but in terms of their performances, wow. Badly forced Emiliano Martinez, impressive, but there had been an offside, so that didn't stand, wouldn't have stood if it had gone in because Mo Salah was in an offside position when he received that ball. Sliced it well. Virgil van Dijk, he knew. Really, let's try to improve this and see. Um, it's still 1-0 to Liverpool. We're into the 57th minute of the game. Um, the Real Madrid game is equally still 3-0 in favor of the Whites. Kylian Mbappe's press. I think that takes him to about what? 12 or 13 La Liga goals already this season. It's just having a stellar season. I think Liverpool will need to get a second goal to settle their nerves. Not that you can't win 1-0. We know that teams have won done so this season, including Man City against Brentford, Aston Villa against Man City, Arsenal against Crystal Palace and Fulham, and you know. It's already goal Liverpool 2, Liverpool at 2-0 up, 58th minute. Liverpool find the second goal. And yeah, that's what they needed. That's what I was talking about. That they needed a second goal to settle those nerves that come with in a 1-0 lead. But once again, some beautiful interplay. I mean, I think that ball takes a deflection. Run Gravenberch. He returns to the team and then he also returns to the scoring score sheet because the last time he scored, I think that was against Everton in their last victory. That was in the Merseyside Derby. They won that one by 2-1, and they are winning. Oh, ball takes a deflection, but it won't matter. It's into the back of the net. The goalkeeper, Emi Martinez, is beaten with a deflection. Unai Emery was preparing to bring on Daniel Malin, and you could see the disappointment of a plan ruined on his face. But also on the other side, you could see the sigh of relief, and you could see a sigh of relief in the celebration of Anna Slot, in that as that goal hit the back of the net. So it's 2-1. It's 2-0 for Liverpool. We are past the 1 hour mark, of course. And yeah, looks like those who predicted that Liverpool would win got this one right. I got it wrong. Like I said, my prediction had been a 2-1 victory for Aston Villa, but from the look of things, They are 2 goals behind. And they do not look like they're going to find a way of scoring. At least that's not what it looks like. However, I'm still not convinced that if Liverpool play like this against Real Madrid, they'll win. Yes, they're 2-0 up, but their performance could be better, in my opinion. Could be better. And that's not, you know, for the sake of criticizing them. It's no longer mandatory to wear shins because how low, I think he has them, but how low Soboslai's stockings are, you'd almost think he has no shins. So Unai Emery is watching his team slip back into defeat, um, kind of defeat that I had managed to avoid. Like I said, this victory will take Liverpool to third on the Premier League log. And in case if they can't score 2 more goals, they can actually go second because they are 1 goal behind 1 goal behind Bournemouth, who occupy second place. They equally have 18 points. Aston Villa have been so clumsy in the way they're building up from the back. Twice they've been caught out of position or they played a loose pass. In fact, more than that. And I understand that's how, Unai Emery wants them to play. That's how they always play. I remember him implementing that same style at Arsenal, and oftentimes Arsenal were, messing up simply because the goalkeeper then, Peter Cech, wasn't very, very good with his feet. And that's why Arsenal ended up going in for Bernard Leno the subsequent season, I think. That was the 2019-2020 season, you know. I think this result will be very good for Liverpool if they can win. It will give them a lot of confidence going into that game against Real Madrid, and subsequently next week on Super Sunday they will be up against Manchester City before the international break. So you feel that this kind of result will be very, very important to determine how they go into those games. They need all the positivity that they can get. They need all the positivity they can get. Real Madrid are still 3-0 up against Valencia. They had a goal scoring opportunity. Uh, the goalkeeper rose to the occasion. Vinicius Junior on the counter, playing in Kylian Mbappe. Cody Gakpo is still trying to find his moment of impact in this game. Wants to impact the game. Still trying to find his moments. Jesus Christ. How clumsy do Aston Villa have to be? Thibaut Courtois forced into a brilliant save in the Real Madrid game. Somebody had stretched a muscle from distance. I don't know who, because my feed for the Real Madrid game is the size of, I think, of a mobile phone screen, or even less. But yeah, we will keep up with that as well. We will keep up with that as well. We will keep that. We will keep up with that as well. Could have done better, the Chuban Nike. Meanwhile, in the Italian Serie A, Juventus are 2-1 up against Cremonese. One of those games that I told you about um, for this weekend. Luciano Spalletti taking charge of Juventus for the first time since being appointed this week as the new manager, replacing Ugo Tudor, who was shown the exits for after a poor run of bad results. I think they were winless in about 8 games. You know, had I think lost 300 spin while at it, or 3 or 4. It didn't look pretty. It did not look pretty. But yeah, 20 minutes to full time. Um, I mean, Liverpool have been very, very dominant in the second half. Aston Villa have hardly had the chance to to get forward and attack, and try and create any sorts of havoc for this Liverpool side. Um, you'll hardly find those moments. Liverpool have been dominant both in possession and in out of possession in terms of how quickly they've been winning the ball back. Wow. Neil Malin, um, oh, Not too far away that was. Bro Nana ain't feeling that pass to Matikash. As close as they come, though his facial expression seemed to blame his teammate for not, running fast enough to get that ball. Real Madrid brought on Raul Asensio for Binhausen. These days, it's increasingly common that defenders are getting substituted. And among the substitutions that Unai Emery is making is Tyrone Mings coming on. He's a defender. Jadon Sancho, a forward player, it's one of those set to come on and see if they can find a moment of magic. He overplayed that one, Matty Cash. Overplayed that one. Can Aston Villa find a way? A lot of pushing and shoving in that Liverpool area, inside the goal, almost. McAllister on the floor to push for Mamadou Onana. There's plenty of, pushing and shoving. McAllister exaggerating that, wanting to make the best out of it, out of nothing, really. They're pushing and shoving, and because Onana is taller, he sort of pushed him around the neck and hit the floor like a chicken whose head had been slaughtered. Look at that exaggeration. For pro players and their dishonesty. I mean, I wouldn't have it. I wouldn't have it. The way set pieces are important this season is about creating chaos. Let's see. Tyrone Mings, Jadon Sancho, on. Let's see for who exactly. Ian Matson coming on. Let's see here. Ian Matson on for Lucas Digne. Jadon Sancho came on for Oli Watkins. Tyrone Mings came on for Pau Torres. Remember, Aston Villa have a game in midweek in the UEFA Europa League. Then Daniel Maren came on for Ivan Guesan, and Ross Barkley came on for John McGinn. However, situation is yet to change for this Aston Villa side. We are yet to see the positive impact of their substitutions, and then Liverpool are looking to make their own changes, bringing on Fran Vitz, Fran Vats or Vitz. Hmm. That's a brilliant piece of defending from Ian Madsen. Trust me that that cross was bound to land in the right place from Robertson. It's going to land on Salah's head. TK paving the way. Oh, Valverde going from distance, but he did not yield. It's interesting. Run waits for who get ticket. So who plays as the center forward? Bits as a false nine. Okay, let's see. We'll bear input. Brilliant play from Kamara. Brilliant cutback. Aston Villa couldn't make it count. Aston Villa suddenly are getting their passing right. They're stringing a couple of passes and pinning Liverpool in. Yep, they're into the 80th minute of the game. Liverpool still lead by 2 goals to nil, as Real Madrid lead by 3 goals to nil against Valencia um, in the Spanish La Liga. Oh my God. The way Vinicius Jr. loves a Trivela. I mean, just loves that pass. Runs past you, he is slashing that ball in, and Cody Gakpo. Can he find a way? Blocks. That was cut out by Amadou Onana. Quite impressively, must I add. Oh. He had to fight for it. washed and lay in the mud. Meanwhile, Real Madrid are looking to bring on Endrick and Rodrigo Goes, two Brazilians set to come on. Rodrigo Goes and Endrick set to come on. Brilliant stuff. That's squad depth. That's attacking depth. I think moments earlier they were bringing on, was it Brahim Diaz? Can Aston Villa pull one back? Vinicius Jr. has taken his withdrawal more, I don't know, positively than he did against Barcelona when he was withdrawn for Rodrigo Goes. Today he's been withdrawn for the same player, and he took it much differently. Of course, he had to apologize to the team with for the manner in which he behaved when he was withdrawn. And Xabi Alonso said it was water under the bridge, you know. But I get the feeling that Real Madrid have come to that point where they look at him and are like, yeah, you're you're no longer king here. You're no longer king of the Bernabeu. And if you do not toe the line, then we won't hesitate to lose you. So overhit that one. Ezra Konsa, one of the England regular England internationals. Oh, I didn't notice this. That was a couple of inches off the wall of that. Yep, about 5 minutes away from the 90th minute mark. I don't see how Aston Villa bounce themselves out of this one or their way back into this one. Honestly, don't. I don't see a way out for them. Not that they've done anything to show signs. Oh, so Bosla is sent to the cleaners. Wow, what a goal. It's 4-0 to Real Madrid. Alvaro Carreras with the strike. Brilliant strike. I was just about to pose a question. When was the last time Rodrigo Goes scored for Real Madrid a goal? And after his attempt on goal was blocked, Alvaro, it fell, the resultant ball fell to Alvaro Carreras and he smashed it into the back of the net, into the top corner. Brilliant goal from Alvaro Carreras. In getting his first Real Madrid goal, I stand to be corrected. Stand to be corrected on that one. Okay. I hope we are back in terms of our audio. Hope this will be better. The The last couple of minutes were off. Were off. Audio was off. I didn't even notice, by the way. But that's what happens. It does happen sometimes, unfortunately. Oh, oh. Liverpool are so close to a third. So close to a third. Guerrero getting himself booked. The foul on Henry. Real Madrid will be looking to send out Henrik on loan. I've read from some sources that Olympique Marseille is one of those teams that will be interested in taking him up on loan. That's taking Henrik on loan. So we'll wait and see. Tyrone Mings, who came off the bench, cannot finish this game with injury. I mean, how bad does it have to get? Already lose on the losing end, and then you have players getting injured. Speaking of injuries, Arsenal's trend of an injury literally per game does continue, with Victor Gyökeres being the culprit this time round, because he was withdrawn at halftime, and Mikel Arteta speaking to it did say he felt something. He felt the goal. And somebody was alluding to the fact that, we're conjuring a conspiracy theory. Not that it does not happen, but apparently Mikel Arteta is, forcing injuries because he doesn't want those players to go for the international break. And I'm thinking to myself, why would you be forcing injuries when you still have 2 games to play before the international break itself? Why? I think possibly today is going to be the third time this season that Liverpool get to keep a clean sheet. First was against Arsenal, 1-0 against Burnley, 1-0 as well. Today they are winning 2-0. So third clean sheet of the season for the Reds. Wow. Real Madrid just survived the goal. Somehow hit the inside of the framework and bounced back into play. Liverpool have been so dominant in their performance today. They've had 4 shots on targets, about 7 off targets, 53%. Is that maybe more? We are done here. Liverpool win the game by 2-0. It's all over, done and dusted. Of course, Real Madrid are equally on the verge of winning their own game. Real Madrid are on the verge of winning their own game. They're into stoppage time. But yeah, a brilliant performance from Liverpool there to win their 6th game of the season. And that victory takes them back high up the Premier League table, as high as 3rd place, following Tottenham's loss to Chelsea. So, another prediction that we got wrong. Let me see. Out of Saturday's predictions, how many did we get wrong? We got the Liverpool game wrong. Our prediction was 2-1 victory for Aston Villa. We got the Tottenham Chelsea game wrong. It was a 2-2 draw for our prediction, but that one finished 1-0. We got the one for Manchester United wrong. It was a 2-1 victory for Manchester United in our prediction. That one finished 2-2. And then Crystal Palace, Brentford, we had gone for a 2-2 draw. We got that one wrong. That means we only got 3 out of the 7 predictions. We only got 3 right. Fulham beating up against Wolverhampton Wanderers. We went 3-1. They won 3-0. Arsenal, perfect score, 2-0 against Burnley. Brighton, we had gone 2-1 against Leeds. They won 3-0. Then tomorrow, Super Sunday, West Ham will be up against Newcastle United, match at 5 p.m. East African time. Then Manchester City will take on Bournemouth at 7:30 p.m. So then Sunderland up against Everton on Super Sunday. Sorry, on Monday Night Football. For Man City, we went 1-0 against Bournemouth. For Newcastle, West Ham, I think we went 2-1 or 3-1 for Newcastle's victory. And then we went 1-1 for Sunderland and Everton. So we'll wait and see whether those predictions were correct in as far as the weekend is concerned. But yeah, another dominant Liverpool performance. Good to see that they are back to winning ways. Like I said, the victory. Again, this is the nature of the league table. You fall off so far because they came into match day 10 and they were what? By the time their game kicked off, I think they had fallen as far down as 9th on the league table. But with just one victory, they've moved up to 3rd. So for those of you, for any team that has 10 points, and by 10 points, I'm talking about Burnley, who have played 10 games and have 10 points and are in 17th place. All you need is win 4 games on the trot, and then suddenly everything flips for you. So mathematically, every team is still wins. But for Wolves, 8 defeats, 2 draws is bad. It's just bad, West Ham, things are still bad. Nottingham Forest, Sean Dyche got his first point, first Premier League point in that 2-2 draw against Manchester United. So I think for Leeds and Burnley, you expected those ones to lose. We wait for Everton. Fulham will win their first game in the last 5. Sorry, in 5, having lost all the other 4. Newcastle will be looking for their second consecutive win, which can take them to 15 points. Possibly can push them, I don't know. Can it push them into the first stage? I do not think so. Maybe if they can score a good number of goals, they can win that game by 2-0. Yeah, they can move up to 10 on the Premier League clock. But yeah, 10 games played. Arsenal leading the pile with 25 points out of a possible 30, so they've dropped 5 points already. Bournemouth come second, 18 points, 9 games played. They are in action tomorrow. They are second, Liverpool third, Tottenham Hotspur fourth, Chelsea fifth, Liverpool 18 points, Spurs, Chelsea, Sunderland, and Man United are all tied on 17 points. That's between 4th place and 7th place. Then Man City, who are in action tomorrow against Bournemouth, 8th. And again, this is exactly the thing we're talking about. Manchester City are 8th on the Premier League club as we speak. But tomorrow, if they are able to beat up against Bournemouth, they'll move 2nd on the Premier League log. That's what is at stake for Manchester City, because if they win, they go to 19 points, which will be essentially about 6 points behind Arsenal. And if they draw, let's see if they draw what that would imply. If they draw, they could move as high as, if they draw, they could move as high as 4th on the Premier League log with a better goal difference compared to all the other teams that have 17 points. Then if they lose, then they will remain where they are. but depending on what comes in they lose. But yeah, if they lose, that's where they remain. And if Bournemouth win tomorrow, they can reduce that 7 point deficit to just four. Between the second place team and Arsenal, who are leading the pile. So yeah, that's what's happening in regards to the Premier League. We will continue to react to these games, I think, tomorrow and throughout the course of the week as we build up to the UEFA Champions League, as we digest a match day 10 as things go on. Otherwise, it's you've been a brilliant audience. Thank you so much for being part of today's podcast. Allow me to wish you a blessed night, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye for now.